All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Baddie Overwatch League. A beautiful Halloween night here as we have a game that barely matters, but it still matters. I'm Major S0 here with Cal to bring you guys all dabs, no blabs versus the bench life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah, and it still matters because we always want to be able to provide the greatest of Overwatch or the baddest, you know. So
Yeah,
in my
hopefully these
heart, it
teams will play
matters.
at least somewhat serious, but time will tell. As far as playoff implications go, Bench Life has locked up the 1 seed after Mad Cow did not 3-0 the last round. So Bench Life, worst case scenario, they go 0-3 here. They are tied with Mad Cow disease, and they get the first seed off of tiebreaker. So Bench Life, they're playing more for pride than anything. Fun little thing they could be playing for is the title of winningest team in the last 2 seasons of the BOL since we switched to the 16 30 map format. If they manage to go 24 points, which would require a 3-0 here, they would finish a half point better than Blabby's Dabs finished last season.
An impressive feat for sure.
Yeah, because they don't. They're good, but I don't know, man. They don't think teams are afraid of them the way they were afraid of our top 2 teams last season. It's an interesting debate, but we'll be able to talk about that more come the playoffs as we are in here. We've got the Dabs on the defense playing a goatsy defense here.
Oh, this is. Yep, and this will be goats, an exact goats on the offense coming at.
30 is playing the Hanzo,
okay.
though. He should have some pretty free reign, and he is chucking out the arrows. The player to watch here in this first fight is Freefy charging in. Is Valk charging the other way. These are manly Reinhardts, but Valk maybe making the mistake there as both these divas are D-Max, but it is Valkyria going down. This offense now being pushed backwards. We see the Dabs chasing forward. They're going to get some easy pickoffs here.
Yeah, at that point, you just say press W. Sometimes Valk, he just charged a little bit too far. He didn't hit any surfaces to, like, be able to bounce off of him. He just went straight through everyone. Team wasn't on the position. The Lucio needed to be... Everyone just needs to click W sometimes, so... Unfortunate.
Yeah. Major mechanical misplay as some long-range poke nearly comes through. Checkers barely survives. But Bench are making their way in here. As these 2 teams are very content to poke off. Which should be advantage over to Bench Life, and it is, because 30 already has the Dragon available. So keep an eye out here. There's some good angles he can take. As Valk going in deep again, nearly gets back to Freefy with the shatter. A nice grab coming out of Senpai before he goes down. But there's not a whole ton of follow-up. It's still a slight advantage to the Dabs, but they are doing a good job of picking people apart. Here is Spagooter. Probably didn't want to drop that one. But regardless, it's going to be a win here. Ooh, a big D-Mac. Killing's gonna have a hard time suiciding here.
Yep, and slowly but surely, as it turns out, Checkers just kept on healing them, so they just didn't want to get out, and they end up sagging themselves a little bit longer. They will have ulti advantage, though. They're going to have the 30 chromatic combo. The star players on this team wanting to do this, Grav. Watch Wolf on the Lucio.
Yeah, that Lucio ult is going to be the big one. It's the only thing that can really stop the grab combo from coming through. As they are probably going to try to wait out this rally, but Valk's shield taking a lot of damage here. Some good pressure from the Dabs.
Yep. And watch if Spagooter can just, like, eat the grab or eat Hanzo's ult. We haven't seen much diva, like, really good diva play actually be able to eat them, but right now would be a good time.
Alright, here it comes. We got some flanks coming through. A grab, it's a few. Dragon coming from the high ground. And yeah, the Mighty Wolf already down. That is 3 kills, 4 kills over to the offense. Bench Life and Zach and Cody are gonna cap this point.
Yeah, he almost felt like it was a matter of time after the defense was playing pretty proactively and did get a lot of time off the clock at least. But just in terms of ults, they couldn't survive off Lucio. They got a little split. Unfortunate for them. Good job by Bench Life.
Yeah, and some good ult discipline from Bench Life there. They waited till they had the ult advantage when they were losing some of these fights, and ultimately, when you have 6 people that can press Q, you're going to win a lot more fights than you lose. And it's not like Dabs are really in a great ult position here. I mean, they just have Sword of Mace with the Ana. You know, Nano Boost doesn't solo win a lot of fights. And 30 already has the Dragon available. No one on his team is too close, so he's probably going to chuck this one if he sees the opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
30
they're all
chucking it through, and that is
burned.
going to hit the whole team. No, it only actually kills the Mighty Wolf. I thought that was going to go a lot better than it did. Now it's actually the Dabs that are kind of pushing here. It's a 5 versus 5, and yet, there we go. The tanks being shredded.
Another awkward ult out of Spagooter.
Yeah, these have been bad ults out of Spagooter so far.
Yeah, but they will continue to stagger people as they're not sure where they're exactly going. Killian dying late. Maybe Lucio can boop his way out of here, but...
Yeah, but this is such a split fight. Your Pendrive is kind of solo holding this part with the Bonita. He's not skirmishing with his team, and that's great if you're the bench life because Valk is in there. He's swinging away. And did some pressure before he died. This is a crazy split fight, but the cart is pushing right now.
Yeah, I mean, 30 dies on the backside. There's only actually 4 people on the cart. I think if the defense can regroup quick enough, they should be able to find a fight here, and this will be very disadvantageous.
Yeah, here we go. The Mighty Wolf popping the sound barrier. The defense coming forward, and they are getting the fix. The check is the dump drum going down fast.
Yep, yeah. The purple secures it. Oh, and the Diva Bomb.
Yeah, Killian gonna give us his best for good imitation there. That fight well lost. You know, there's a reason this team is 1 part Zach's bench life, and it's ults like that.
But if we're looking at ults right now, it's actually pretty even, 4 against 4. But to notice, the Mighty Wolf does not have a sound barrier for this ulti here, and that was a huge grab.
You say it, they pop it, a huge purple comes through at the same time, and Spagooter gonna try to save this fight by himself, but there was no chance there. Huge combo.
Yep. And then they will die as a lone Lucio, maybe even getting staggered, trying to run away from the scary Reinhardt, and he runs into the team.
Oh,
he's going all over the place.
Yeah, he's going on a field trip here, but he will buy enough time for his team to get close. And now here we go. His team's actually going to toss out the grab time. It hits a lot. There's some damage coming through, and it looks like it's all going to stick as both the healers are down. Checkers and Dub Drum not going to keep their team alive here, and this is just a point where these teams are trading fights back and forth.
So maybe that Lucio play was actually 2000 IQ because it forced all of them to like, look, what the heck is a Lucio doing? And then they all were grouped up for the Zarya graph, and it shows. They clapped him. Good job,
yeah, I'm going with good job.
30 seconds remaining, and they will not have, neither team will have grabs upcoming quick.
Yeah, but there's unchallengeable high ground coming out for bench life here. They're going to try to rain away. 30 chucking those arrows down. There's nothing to really contest backwards. There's a Dub Drum going out. Valk with the top, the hammer, gets the slam jam kill. And now ult's coming through with 30, taking on another one of the tanks. This is looking good for the bench life as Valk's still playing this real far forward. He's finally going down, but he created a lot of pressure in the process. Spagooter going for his one redemption. Does not find anybody as everyone's just swinging away on this cart here. And actually the Dabs look like they're starting to reestablish, but they're still taking a lot of damage. Spagooter just barely know he's going to lose them back.
Oh, it's so crazy. But Lucio ulti.
Yeah, that actually could have been huge. 30 chucking the dragon from downtown. It's going to so off of this cart. Everyone is low. Healing hardly able to stick.
I think that this is going to be for the offense because of that Reinhardt charge. It was huge in the back. And they just got ultis a little bit quicker. Nice and Malone Lucio.
Whew.
These fights are really, really long because of the team comps. Like, both teams are super beefy. The only difference being that Hanzo, who just can't be contested at all, so he gets just free reign on these dragons at all points in time.
Yeah, but the Dabs, they are content to stick with the goats. They like the idea. They know this is a long point to push with only 60 seconds remaining. And here we go, Freaky with a huge shatter.
They're all freaking down. They're gonna probably just fight all the way to the end here. And it's only 40 seconds to go. For one ulti shatter, huge for Free Feet. Good job to them.
Yeah, maybe the other really big thing is, oh man, they get a DMAC, and okay, there's the kill onto Killian. As actually,
Senpai's a little caught out.
Yeah, this could be bad. No, he has to commit a grab here, but there is no one to follow. Free Feet says, I'll follow with the shift. Reinhardt charges in, and now Freefy dropping a shatter of his own, but I don't think he hits really anyone. Now 30 trying to capitalize on zoning Dragon coming through, but Checkers gets a kill here with the Kamehameha as this fight may
my
not
gosh,
be tactical, but Chromatics has fucked tactics, hit ult, and he hits everyone with that Graviton. Somehow Bench reestablished on the cart, and now they're pushing it overtime.
Yeah, but they only do have the Lucio ulti and the Diva Bomb coming up. These Diva Bombs haven't been that huge though, so maybe Killian can make a statement because Spagooter has his Diva Bomb too. This should be exciting.
Yeah, very early ult comes on. Here goes Spagooter looking for a big one. Can he finally find it? No, he finds nobody. As everyone making their way onto this cart, the Mighty Wolf ult wears out. Now 30 once again tossing out the Dragon, just gonna split this fight up. Not a whole lot of damage to Sticky, but there's still 2 tanks down, and Valve dies trying to pop his ult there. That could end up deciding this round, but maybe it won't, as the damage is still sticking in favor of Bench Life here.
Well, nice grab though. It still might be able to win this. The Kamehameha is trying to keep them alive. It's just 30.
Oh,
he's dead.
Man. And that's going to be a Checkers solo on this point. She goes down. Freefy ulting for good measure. And round 1 is going to barely be a 0.3 hold for the Dabs.
You can just see how, like, I just can't reiterate enough, how long are these fights going? You see Hanzo ultis every single fight, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's been very, very hard to track in these fights as they start to break down. But really, what looked like it was going to be the defining play there, Senpai way deep in no man's land, pushing the spawn, forcing his team to commit. And that was really the play that set up overtime to begin with, that they had to bail out by winning the next fight. And I was really concerned because that was Dabs throwing away some ult advantage. They probably could have had an easy hold, hadn't popped so many ults there, but they still managed to clutch out the last fight. 30 not able to do quite enough. There were honestly less combos than I would have expected out of 30 and Chromatic.
Yeah, they I think it was partially because 30 guys ulti so often, it was a bit more difficult to for Chromatic to want to wait. He got a lot of pat grabs off, like every single time he did ulti, it was like 3 or 4 people. So I don't think that's particularly their fault. Maybe 30 is just blowing his ult a little bit too much. He could have waited more often, but I wouldn't put that on Chromatic's shoulders. As out of the defense this time, Killian on the Junkrat, and 30 gonna stick on the Hanzo.
Yeah, meanwhile, Goats going to stay the comp for the Dabs here. So this is some good counter Goats comp here, if Killian's able to do much on this Junkrats.
Yeah.
Just chucking the bombs in early, and now here we go. Dabs coming through. They've got the speed. The Dabs are almost splitting up as Val going very deep. Jumps already down. Val's down as well. Not a good start for the defense. They did get Senpai, but they are still down a man as we have a split fight forming on this point. Killian goes down. Now it's just 30 once again trying to solo DPS from the back here. No one's really paying attention to him, but I don't think it's going to matter, as it's 30 and Chromatic versus an entire team now, and they're going to get staggered here.
Yeah, so exactly what happened there. They were all set up on the high ground as the offense takes this, and Checkers, I'm not sure if she fell or if she wasn't just in position in the first place, but she definitely was on the low ground trying to run away, and she forced all of her team to lose their positioning, and they just got jumped on. I think Freefy got a massive fire strike through 4 people, so it was just over ever since. Checkers just poor mispositioning. Cost him it.
And now we'll see this Chromatic just now rejoining the team, so we have a full 6v6 breaking out here. They Cart is already through that first choke, and it's down around the first corner. This is a point where you normally see a lot of fights break out as 30 does out a nice dragon from the side, and that one is going to be effective.
Yeah, as they can even stagger the Diva if they want. They're not going to. I'm surprised there hasn't been more Diva staggering, actually.
Yeah, same. It's felt like they've had some good positions too, but maybe these teams just playing a little bit more amped up right now. They don't want to make any mistakes on the staggers. But, as we head into this next fight, there could be a grab tire combo coming through for Bench Life here, but there are a lot of ults available for the offense as well, so this could be a pretty explosive fight. There we go, grab coming out of Chromatic.
But they're all down.
The other way is the Diva Bomb going in, gonna easily be blocked by Valkanal. Tire coming out kind of late for Killian as the other hammer comes through. Tire only gets one as we have another split long fight. Blinking, you missed it. 2 healers go down. Now there are no healers for the offense, and Bench Life are gonna mop this one up.
So something I said in the pre-show was that I want to see Freefy and Senpai at all times on DPS, and maybe they heard me and they're like, screw you, Cal, we're just gonna be the Ryan Zarya, and we're gonna run goats every time. And it's not actually working. Who knew that? I think that they should just be on DPS right now. Because right now 30's killing it. Like, there's nothing to contest him, and it's kind of unfortunate, but they're gonna try to bring in their own ults.
Yeah, they do have Pendry coming through with their rally. It is not Freefy rallying for changes. Valk is already down. This is actually maybe decent. It's a 5v5 as Sotomayor goes down as well, but it's looking like the Dabs are going to start pushing this one forward. They're taking out Dub Drum as well. Chromatic's buying a lot of time, and there's the Zarya. He's going to get the grabs. He dies, but finally, the combo, no! The combo whips! They need Chromatic to contest the cart! The cart moved! So the grab combo wins! Oh,
That's so unfortunate. Pretty lucky for the offense there. I mean, I think they would have most of them lived anyway because of the Mighty Wolf's sound barrier, but still, that's a little unlucky for Chromatic.
There we go. It looks like Bench Life, they do want to contest this guy. Just Freefy going in for a man charge, wants to give us his best Valk impression.
They're all down.
There it is, a 5-man hammer, but he doesn't have much follow-up. They only get 1 out of it. They do get 30 at the end, but they're gonna get this point. And now it's actually the Bench Life in an awkward position. They're very deep, a far away from their spawn, and the Dabs are gonna capitalize. This is where a lot of teams get caught out. They're looking for Dub Drum. Dub Drum pop that rally. Rally barely gonna keep alive. Now Pendry gonna counter rally. Dub Drum, Pendry, both keeping their teams shielded up here as no one is gonna go down, but the cart is still moving.
Oh, and Killian?
Man, where the hell was Killian?
Don't know if he was trying to get someone in spawn, but right now, they're all stuck. Nope, Spaguda's ult does not mean anything again. The Reinhardt behind.
Yeah, Valk going deep, his favorite place to be, and that is going to be a cleanup fight from Bench Life. And they still have the grab dragon available.
One of the reasons that the Bench Life is one of the best teams in the league is because of their ult management. Look how they only use the Ana and the Reinhardt ulti, and they secure that so easily. They can still combo here, but the Mighty Wolf does have his sound barrier again to combo it. And here it is.
Yeah, grabs going both ways, but one of them has a dragon in it, and that dragon gonna pick up 2. Sound barrier not enough, and another team fight win for the Bench Life of Zach and Cody.
I think what will really matter is if this Lucio sound barrier can stop them, is how close is 30 when he's popping the dragons. Because you could see he was right next to them, and that's why he basically got all of the channel.
And now Senpai gets staggered early. This should be an easy fight for Bench Life, I think. Is yeah, they're gonna pop a few ults to mop. They're actually gonna pop a lot of ults. Probably overkill here, but a win will be a win as Killian chases down with that tire all the way to spawn.
Maybe a little bit of caster curse there, as I say how good they are with their ults.
Yeah, but I mean, they're still looking. Chromatics at 75, 30's at 85.
Wow.
They probably, everyone else probably has the green light to ult as long as they have the combo available. Well, 30 doesn't want to win. What? He's tossing that ult very aggressively. I don't agree with that one. But it's probably not going to matter here because this is another win for the starter life.
Yeah, and they have 2 minutes. It's the offense does still have 2 minutes to go, so it's not horridly horrid, but every single second ticking down is worse and worse as the offense is going to kind of sneak behind. I don't know if they'll expect this.
Yeah, they won't start starting. Pendry, the last one coming through, so they do not have 6 just yet. An awkward time
they don't
to
have
find
their
out. He is going forward. Senpai goes down first yet again. As now we are fighting away in this small corridor. Freefy going for the ult, but he's going to die before it drops. And that is a big ult wasted because the Dabs, they were kind of inching up on the 6 ult fight. And that hammer down would be a huge part of one.
I think they were probably a little bit antsy, and Sword maybe just not communicating that. He can't be there in time. And look at how many ults the defense has. They're going to grab dragons. They're going to die again.
Yeah, and you know, we complain about 30 ulting without the grab once, and look at that. He already has a dragon back up. These ult combos going much better on defense for Bench Life. 30 and Chromatic can practically win this map outright just by getting good combos off. But this next fight going to be the huge one, as those were 2 big ults taken away. As there's a lot of ults available on the other side. Grab comes out, but nothing quite follows up into it. Freaky is already down. Spooner, though, did drop one in the back line, but no, it's going to be blocked by Valk at the last second, as the combos were not as good as we thought they might be for the dabs here, as Chromatic is just, no one realizes he's there, and now
they're all down.
For Chromatic, Valk drops the hammer, and the damage coming through.
Yep, Senpai the last one on the cart. He needs to die right now. They only have 20 seconds remaining, and they have their defensive ults. It's not like this is over yet.
Yeah,
but they're going to need to win a couple fights.
They can touch, as Senpai's going Reaper here, but look at 30 of Chromatic.
Dragons!
They will get the grab dragon again. 30 can get a few shots on the entry. It's a mighty wolf. It's already popped the sound barrier. There'll be nothing to block it. And there it is!
Oh.
There it is! It's so fast! Oh my god! They wait out the sound barrier. They get 2. They only need a few more kills to mop up the sound. They did lose Chromatic though, but they are still winning this fight. Valk Nano going very deep here, as his team is winning this fight on all fronts. And Bench Life going to secure in just a second here. What?
Another drag.
No, you can't get them that fast, 30. 30 gets 2 dragons, 1 fight. And Bench Life will secure their 22nd point of the season.
Wow, it's just crazy fights all around. Doctor.
Play of the game. It could be a goddamned montage of these combos, as it's going to be one of the first combos they got off successfully. Look at that. Everyone purple. Everyone in one place. 30. He's a bad, bad man.
Yep. If you don't have that Lucio sound barrier, you're freaking dead. And even if you did sometimes, you're freaking dead. 33,000 damage coming out of that Hanzo. 35% of his team damage. Admittedly, he's against goats. He should be charging his ulti pretty much every fight. I don't expect him to get it like every fight at the end and again, like once at the beginning, once at the end. But wow, it just really good capitalization. I think the dabs disrespected him hard.
You ever see one of those Overwatch League clips where it's like Pro Reinhardt gets 2 shatters 10 seconds apart? 30 was doing that with Hanzo in some of those fights.
Yeah.
Unreal. And the dabs, I know you were saying it. I completely agree. Stop with this goatsy bullshit.
Yep, I don't like it. Freefy Senpai should be on DPS. Their best chance is to have someone at least to be able to not let 30 have the freest reign of his life.
It would be one thing if they were as good at these other heroes as they are at some of their DPS picks. Then, you know, if you think this is the count that works, great. But, I mean, how many of those fights was Senpai just completely out of position, dying first regularly, Freefy dropping ults as he dies all game long? I don't know if Freefy had more than 1 or 2 shatters that mattered. Even when he was getting good shatters, his team wasn't in position to capitalize. I want to see some DPS, as we are going to head on to Busan here. And anyone that's been talking to me privately, I love this map. I am so excited that we get to play this in the BOL, even if the games maybe don't matter as much as they could have. Hopefully Walmy maybe goes 0-3 tonight, and I get a chance to run this in the playoffs. I think this map is fucking awesome. I love all 30 points.
Yep. They all have like a really... Blizzard did a super good job of making them all different and unique in their own ways, so you can run pretty much any comp you want. This map that we are starting off in particular, I think it's great for Widows, it's great for Pharahs, great for Dive, great for almost anything you want.
Yeah, I agree. This is maybe one of the most diverse maps Blizzard has ever put into Overwatch. I think it is. All 3 of these points are super unique. Completely disagree with what I heard in the pre-show about these being kind of standard maps. I think all 3 of these maps very, very unique, and that they're unique in a way that you can play everything. It's fantastic. Yeah. And everything can include Senpai and Freefy, at least swapping one of them over to DPS. Senpai's going to pop the Tracer here. We're going to have some dive-ish coming through from the dabs. Meanwhile, 30 and Killian go for the long range, boys. Still Chromatic on that Zarya to round this comp out.
Yeah, the red side's going to be going to point immediately. Gonna be seeing the Soldier 76 for Killian.
Yeah, as 30, who playing nice aggressively, finds the snipe onto the Mighty Wolf as Senpai trying to trace around here. There's a lot of low health fires for the Dabs. They've already lost 2, they've lost 3, they've lost 4.5, and that is going to be an easy first cap going to bench life.
They tried to do a pincer maneuver, sort of, but when you're down your main healer at the very start, it's difficult.
Yeah, look at 30, even when he's not running against goats, already has the dragon. Says, fuck you, Cal. It is not a product of my composition. It's a product of my M1.
He's playing it marvelously. There's nothing else to say about it. We'll have to see what he can do without that grab.
Yeah, as the Dabs are now finally making their way to the point. They're trying to jump backwards here as Freaky is in all the way, but there we go. Dragon coming through, but 30 has already lost a lot of teammates. That one maybe not the ult his team needed, as it's looking like the Dabs are going to establish on this point, just getting the last pick on the Chromatic, and they will flip this point 42-0.
Really good dive. The pincer maneuver actually works out this time. Senpai, Sword and Mace, they really want to find your squishier targets in the back, and at 30, I think smartly changing to this McCree. Senpai kills Killian.
Yeah, I thought that was a good pick, but Senpai dying in the process, so we got a 5v5 coming through his free feed. Oh, no one knows he's up there. What will this monkey do as he's dropping onto Checkers? Nowhere to fly when you're not on that mercy.
He's dead.
It takes him a second, but he does get the kill. They did lose your pen drive in the process, though, and actually sword base down, computer down. This looking good for the bench life as this fight kind of split up, but they should be able to make their way towards the point. They are going to finish these picks off. They did lose Dump Drum, though, and actually I think the Dabs maybe... No, they will not try to contest this, as this point flips back to the bench life.
They lose another pick, and I think the Dabs can try to recontest, but Freefy jumps in too early. He's
out of sync with Spagooter, and now Spagooter taking a lot of damage on this point. Gonna lose the mech. Senpai down. Spagooter does drop an ult, but it's... Oh, actually, it's 2! Where the hell was Killian? He should have easily been able to get away from that one. But now this could be the chance. Sword and Mace kind of going big on this Doomfist. Takes out Checkers. Here we go. Meteor Strike coming through. But, oh, man, while the Doomfist is up in the air, big hammer out of Val. And this is looking good for the bench life here. As the dive tanks do make here, but Sword and Mace went for a reset, but his tanks are still contesting. A big miscalculation here out of Debs. They need to reset. Go for the last fight. They are wasting so much time. Free feet. Kill yourself. Senpai,
this is bad.
Kill yourself. This is atrocious. They're diamond players. This is such an obvious reset situation. They don't take it. They will not get 6 back to the point.
No.
And the bench life, they know it. They're pushing forward.
Yep. And they're gonna grab even. I don't think they're gonna make it. Maybe Sword? No, he can't even touch, as that will be the first point.
Yeah, just awful. And this is the Dabs. They do this. They don't always have great game sense, and if they are not fragging out of their minds, they lose a lot of the maps like this, especially when you're playing against a team like Bench Life, who are easily the most tactically sound team in the league. Yep. And Druff, man. You just want to be there whispering in the ear, it's okay, baby, kill yourself. You can have another fight. Yeah.
Spagooter finally found a good Diva Bomb, but it was all for naught. And as I was saying at the in the pre-show, actually, I think this map relies a lot on rock, paper, scissors, and we could see 30 swap over to the McCree to counter Senpai's Tracer, and then Senpai himself countered the McCree, swap to McCree just to try to duel it. I expect this all map long.
Yeah, so we do see more of the same coming through. Although, actually, they are going to swap... actually, Tracer is the solo DPS comp here coming out of the Dabs. We got Sword and Mace over to Lucio. So it's going to be a triple heal, double tank comp. Meanwhile, 30 on the Soldier, splitting things up as everyone is fighting over here at the drum. And it's looking like Bench Life maybe going to just give this point, even though they haven't given up any kills. Valk charging at the last second, but the point has already gone over. Now, how long can the Dabs hold? They've already lost Spagooter's mech. As this fight's getting kind of split, Checkers goes down. That could be big, but 30 still getting some nice damage from long range, but Senpai is kind of tickling his butthole. 30, though, staying alive for a bit before finally going down. It's looking like the Dabs are going to hold this point.
As soon as you see these fights get split, you know that the Dabs are probably going to be winning it. You could see all of Bench Life wanting to hide around this larger drum to the, I'd say north side. I don't know what side of the map this is. And as soon as like Valk has to charge in, everything just goes crazy. The Dabs just have the advantage. They have all the picks that just work better in just isolated 1v1s like the Tracer, like the Winston Diva.
Yeah, so we've got a bit of a long setup here as the bench life not liking their first step. Senpai going in, got a 1-for-1 with the false bomb. Probably worth as Checkers really what keeps their team alive in these fights. Now dump him down as well. There are no heals available. 30 gonna try to bail this one out anyways though, but I don't know if that was...
His only saving grace was the fact that Sword used his ulti. I don't think that was a good tech visor at all, as his teammates continue to die. He'll die too.
Yeah, this is a lot of time being wasted here. They lost the last fight when the point was at 20%. They're not going to get this reset off until they are in the 80s. As the Dabs, they're going deep though, and maybe having their hubris used against them here. Grab comes out of Comac, and now Killian, can he get something here? The Nano Valve does it just to get on spot. Is a Spagooter. Oh, he's deep with that bomb, but
he's done it.
Paid off. He gets both the DPS, and it is hard to imagine Bench flipping this point without 30. Valve charges in, drops the hammer, dies, and Dabs in a great position here. Senpai now wreaking havoc deep. His tanks are following through. Checker's gonna try to touch, but she is nowhere near this point. And a great round from all Dabs, no blab.
Yep. And just the push at the very end there made it so they only had to fight really like 2 fights to win that map. It was pretty ridiculous how much we were flaming them basically for like staggering super hard. And then Bench Life does the exact same thing, but on the other side of the map, and we will get a pause here. We get a quick breather, as we'll be going into Hangar. A very different map.
This is, of the 3, I think, the most interesting map. As
I don't know if it's the most interesting. I like the drum map. I'm just biased. So.
I like them. I don't know if it's my favorite, but this one, it's... So you know what I've been telling people? Everyone always asks me, do those raising walls matter? And you know what I always tell them? No, they have never once affected me at all. Until tonight, Spoopy Koopa, down at about 50 health, suddenly, I'm Mercy, my jump is on cooldown, the wall comes up, blocks him off, and he dies, and I was so mad, because I've been telling people for months, that doesn't happen, what finally happened to me, folks.
That's so tragic, actually, because they do bring in this kind of random, a random number generator type feel where you expect to be fine, you have the sightlines, you're fine, and then suddenly they're just unpredictable. They give people chances for comebacks. They give Reinhardt's places to charge into. I actually think that this map suits the bench life much better because it feels much more close together. Your team all wants to kind of gather together and use ults together, and it's gonna be hard for me to see their dive working out. But I also think this map can work for dives, so we'll just have to see how coordinated the bench life can be and how chaotic can the dabs be. It'll matter a lot.
Yeah, I actually really like the dive here because it's such a drastic high grounds that if you're not running dive, you're going to have a hard time getting from the point to the high ground and vice versa. I know you saw when we played this map, if you guys were watching match one tonight, there was a lot of we capped to the point and then we would immediately rush our asses up to the high grounds. And I think that's kind of one of the key components of this map is you have to defend the point from off of the point pretty regularly. Because you will just get picked apart if you're holding the point but the other team has the high grounds. So we are going to have a second here. Hopefully this gets itself resolved. Hopefully it's not a real emergency.
Got a phone call about an emergency.
You never
is a
know
little
if
bit
that
scary.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't mean an actual emergency and that's just gamers being dramatic. So we'll find out in a sec here.
Yep. We can talk a little bit more about the team comps that they're running, specifically this. I don't know if they're going to stay on it, but this your Pendry swapping a lot over. He played a lot of main tank, I believe, for his team, and playing a lot more Brigitte, and right now hovering Moira. And Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat, but it's a lot different. And to try this on week 10, where they need to get a single map win, it's probably the best time to try different stuff. But the goats didn't. I didn't like the goats at all. I don't think it worked great. Two, to do something so drastic as to take like Freefy off of his Brigitte when they want to run this single DPS kind of confuses me. And I don't see too much of a point besides them wanting to play other stuff.
But on the other side, things I do really like. Checkers currently hovering the Mercy, and I honestly think she's been much better at the Mercy than she has been at the other healers anytime she's played them this season. I've thought the same through these first map and a half tonight.
Yep. I'm okay with her Moira, but I don't love the Ana.
Yeah, because Bench Life, when they're playing well, they are playing so balls to the wall aggressive that the Ana, like, what is Ana gonna do? Hopefully her team just already wins the fight and she's getting some top offs off. It's much easier when she's playing somebody like the Mercy, where she can be jumping in and out and matching the aggression of her team. I mean, Valk, look, how often does Valk make some brain dead looking charge, but then suddenly his entire team is jumping with him? Those are plays I think the Mercy does a lot more to help enable than the Ana does.
Yeah. And something else I brought up on the pregame show was the Lucio pick. He talked about how they wanted to get up to the high ground fast. Something I think we should have done, I didn't think about for some reason when we played, was bring a Lucio. So just so you can move your team around from the different entrance points. And normally you're gonna see teams going up on this high ground. Even what I'm really excited for Busan is seeing Overwatch League for it, because there's so much ingenuity. I'm imagining a team playing a very heavy hold the point type thing with maybe like the Bastion with the Orisa, with the Roadhog.
I figured it out,
in the
Cal.
corner.
The comp. So you're scared. You have the point, and you're scared they're gonna go the high ground, and you have to contest the high ground. No, fuck that. Go down into the low ground in that side room, that control room. Make them jump down on the point, and then there's the Bastion shooting out from behind the Orisa barrier, and you gotta run through it to get to him. It's brilliant. Oh my god, it would definitely work.
We should have done it. Didn't think about it. Good strats for the 3D1C and WMM next time. I don't think they'll hear us, the people on stream right now. If they do it right now, I'm calling cheating. But you know, I can see comps like that actually working out really well, because I've seen it on what Oasis, on the gardens particularly. People have run this hold in a corner and they can't get to you type team comp, and I think I saw it was either Dallas Fuel. I think it was Dallas Fuel running it, and I could see it working on this point too. And it's scary, man. They might be looking for a sub here in legit emergency, which will be a pretty big deal. For the Dabs. I believe they're the ones having the issue.
Yeah, no one. It is not clear.
Not confirmed.
Who has the issue? I'm gonna see if I can figure this out real fast.
Yep.
As maybe I think we're gonna mute stream here, guys. We're gonna try to get to the bottom of this in a sec. So we'll be back. You'll hear my beautiful voice when we're ready to roll. I don't know for sure what's gonna happen. So stick around. We will hopefully be back in just a few minutes. All right, everyone, welcome back to Busan. Appreciate the patience. We had a bit of a personal situation come up. We were working to get that resolved, but we are back. We are playing, and we are tied 1-1 heading on to the hangar here as these two teams, a little bit of swaps coming through for bench life. We got Killian over to the Soldier, and Checkers finally back to playing the Mercy. I think I talked about it a bit during the pause. Meanwhile, more of the same coming through for the Dabs. We'll see how this goes here as both these teams are going up to the high ground, and it's looking like bench life kind of gets the jump, but Senpai does have free access to the back line on that Tracer. So here we go. Now the Dive's coming through. Freaky jumping in first, and Valk once again going for one of those Valk charges. There's a lot of damage is sticking onto the health bars of the bench life. Both the Lucios are down, but it still looks like an advantage for the Dabs. They do lose Spagooter's mech here, but I think with 30 down, this should be a win. Yeah, it will be a win for the Dabs.
They will have to sooner or later get off this high ground. I'm surprised they didn't just like send one player, and finally your Pendry goes over.
Yeah, good awareness on Pendry, as that is an issue on all of these Busan maps. Really, it's easy to fight off the points, but especially here on Hangar, you got to go cap the damn thing. But they eventually will do. Head to this next fight. Senpai about to have a pulse bomb available, so that could be the big ult here.
Yeah, Sword going down first, but 30's finding picks all over.
Yeah, now 30's on the point. He's saying, come contest me if you dare, as very late, Freaky finally jumps on to contest us at the last second, but this is way too much damage coming through, and a good split fight is won by the bench life. They flip the point 27-0. Yeah,
and they're about to have Chromatic's ulti too, so as long as 30 waits, they can undo their Grab Dragons combo. Yet again, Sword won't have his ulti ready at all. And Chromatic has his ult, so here it comes.
Yeah, here we go. Graviton coming through, Dragon coming through.
Ian! Finally!
Nice eat out of Spagooter there. And now what will happen? Spagooter and Freebie both pop and tangle for it. Spagooter gonna overshoot that ult as all of these ults are coming through. Defensive barrier, dump jump blocks a lot of damage, and this is looking good for the bench life. 30 is finding the picks here as this fight goes on. 30, the only name you're seeing that killed me for so long. All his team needs is finally the Nano Belt chasing down the survivors.
Okay, if I was the Dabs right now, I'd be saying, where is this Hanzo? How does he have Grav again, or Dragons again? Like, he's killing everyone. They should know that he has Dragons again. This is looking scary. And finally, I was talking about a little bit, they're going to be changing their approach. And hopefully someone looks for 30.
Yeah, but 30, he sees everyone all stuck in one hallway. The Dragon is going to force them out. Dub Drum already down. This is finally a chance for the Dabs. Here we go. Killian going to try to hold this 4v6 as he's popping the tac visor. And there we go. The kill's coming through. This is a pretty even fight on this point. 30, can he be a hero again? This is 30 and Checkers in a 2 versus 2. This should be an advantage. They have
the double sleep! But Lucio's going to be coming back first. I'm not sure if the Dabs can do anything about it.
Yeah, there we go. D-Mech on a Scooter. This is a lot of time being bought. This will be the last fight. Busan on the line for the Dabs, and they currently do not have a mech for their D.Va. They need to find something, and there we go. Senpai, he does find something, but it maybe wasn't enough. Sound barrier coming out of the Dabs. They're trying to make their way onto this point, but now, yet again, capitalize on a split fight. Dragon coming through, trying to combo, but it does not. As 30 is dead in this fight, but will it matter? The Dabs are outnumbered, and now you blink, you miss it. They're all going down. Freaky, though, is finding some damage that sticks. Freaky and Senpai, the only 2 remaining, but of course that's how it would be. Freaky and Senpai in a 2 versus 2 momentarily, but now 30 comes back from spawn. Can they contest? No, the point flipped by Free 5.
Oh my gosh. And they both died of 30 though. They did buy enough time for their team to come through, but I think that the bench life is just gonna have more people in a second here.
Yeah, big advantage, and here we go. Spagooter though, that's a 1-0 on the wall! That maybe saves this fight for the bench life. Is Free Pie on their way back from Sludge. They have made some swaps, Senpai over to a Roadhog, but he's going to have to be one whole of a hog to flip this point as he is trying to get on the point. He's nanoed, but he has to take an entire team by himself. And I've always wanted to see Roadhog get gangbanged by 6 because it's going to happen, and that point is going to tick away. Bench life with their 23rd map win of the season.
Oh, wow. Close map though, for sure.
Yes, a very close Busan. Hard to say if that's just a new map thing or just very well played out of both teams, but play of the game gonna be your pen dry. Said, I'm sick of all these Reinhardts showing us the mechanical skill. Look at my M1.
He got a solid kill.
Hey, he hit
for
that
the play of the
dragon.
game.
Ooh, Freefy with 4 gold medals earned. He was Winston that whole time. That is not good.
Yeah, you know, they are playing a lot of goats, so it kind of makes sense. I mean, like, they had Senpai being a sole DPS for a while, but Tracer versus Winston, I think they were, like, mainly playing around the Winston. When I played Winston in, like, the really coordinated fights, I think it is good for him to be having, like, gold medals and stuff, but in this type of scenario, it's awkward, and once again, this part where they have Freefy and Senpai not both on DPS is hurting them, to me. I think if they need to win this map to make sure that they can secure third. So we'll see how they do on Route 66. Benchlife are looking to make sure that they have the best record ever in the BOL history. But remember, they have secured first, so technically this game doesn't matter, but you know that all these players are coming out to win.
Yeah, so we're just double checking to make sure these teams are both ready as we're going to finally head to something a little more standard. Route 66 here in just a moment.
And that's scary when you're saying standard, because I touched on it a little bit. I think Dabs will perform the best when it's not standard, when it's chaotic. So we'll have to see if they can make this standard map just work for them. So play something else though, please.
All right, both teams ready. We're going to finally start this one up. So here we go. Dabs trying to secure that third seed as I mean, this is a big map. The Dabs, they've been very inconsistent. Skipping an entire best of 5 could be pretty meaningful for them in terms of how well they're going to place in the playoffs.
Yep, and right now they're testing things, but it's showing that they can't play it. It's kind of like almost proven that they're not going to be that great if they are trying Ghosts the way they did. So other teams can look at it towards some weak points towards them. Maybe teams are going to want to bring them towards stuff like Busan if they play against them in BO5s. We can definitely see what I think the bench really loves, which is standard stuff. So I'm curious if teams will be able to learn how to shut down 30. Really, 30 in Chromatic. These guys have proven how good they are, and whenever they're popping off, it's looking really weird. And this is something very different for the Dabs. They're gonna have your Pendry on the Pharah. Why? I don't know, but they're gonna... Maybe your Pendry has just decided he hates playing tank, because I couldn't possibly see any other reason. They're gonna have Senpai on his McCree, though. Be looking at that.
Sort of Mace playing Zenyatta, another rare pick. Freefy, I don't know if he's played much Zarya, but on the other side,
Torbjorn?
Torbjorn.
He's swapping. He's swapping. Okay.
Worst MVP. Gets our hopes up and then swaps every goddamn time. Killian on the Roadhog, the other pretty different pick there. Otherwise, a lot of the same here. As we're gonna find out real fast just what caliber of Pharah that your Pendry can be. He is looking for the poke here.
30 actually swapping over to the Soldier F, all said and done. Paguder charges off.
Yes, Paguder charges off, gets slapped. He's in a lot of danger and a lot of death, but maybe Valk about to die as well. No, Valk gonna back that ass up. As we are having a very slow first fight breaking out here. Senpai trying to do what he can from the side, but
30?
now he's maybe being chased down. But 30 does get picked off in the process. As Chromatic's trying to generate some energy here, but Chromatic down, not good for losing their two superstars. But Checkers does find a res, but your Pendrive already has a justice, and that's going to be a big one. This should be a team fight win for the Dabs.
Yeah, your Pendrive showing, like, shutting me up right now, showing he can play a pretty decent Para. He's been out playing 30. I couldn't play against 30's soldier, so good on him.
Yeah, and a good spot for ults here for the Dabs. They've got 3 closing in on the Transcendence as well, so they will be able to block a big combo unless Dubdrum has a huge grenade coming through.
Yeah. We'll have to watch, see who just outplays the other.
Now here we go. Everyone line up for the fight as that
Free
side
fee
could be a
slept.
big sleep on the free fee, but Valk just now finally going for the charge, but he's going to take Spagooter instead. That is a big shield taken away. Now Nano Chromatic zoning a lot as a grab comes over this side, but Checkers goes down to the Deadeye. That could be big as Spagooter gets a suicide charge off onto Chromatic, and this is going to be another big win for the Dabs.
Okay, to be fair to Spagooter, Chromatic actually was nanoed there, so it might have been worth it, but we'll have to see if the offense can regroup fast enough, because this Reinhardt will not be here for another 5 seconds. He's almost done.
Dubdrum has swapped over to Lucio, so they're now Transcendence can counter in this next fight. Swordmate's gonna need to be big here, as there's a grab about to come through, but on 30, not even gonna wait. And actually, there we go, the Transcendence comes through. There will be nothing to eat up Chromatic. He is the man to watch now. Checkers does get an aggro res onto Valve, and here we go, your Pendry coming through, coming big, and the Dabs are gonna hold this card yet again.
Yep, and only a minute to go. As we say, this grab needs to be huge for them to win these fights. 30 is going to be swapping over to a McCree, maybe more instant damage onto this Pharmacy that's been causing them so many problems. Well done on your Pendry. Coming in clutch when his team needs him most. Whew. We'll have to see. Freefie's almost onto a grab himself.
Yeah, Checkers, actually, we've got healer swaps coming through. They're going to swap Checkers to Ana, Dubdrum to Zenyatta, so it will be just the tank ults coming through, as a 30 also swapping to McCree. As there are a lot of ults coming closer for the Dabs. Watch for Freefie with this grab.
Devo's kind of out of position, but she's okay now. Valk's looking for... Look where Valk is. He's going right behind them. He knocks him forward.
Oh, man. He finds the charge. That's Freefie down. That grab will not get shot. Now Spagooter down as well. This is what Bench Life needed, but they still have a long way to go. They get to Mighty Wolf out of the other. They do lose Dubdrum. Shouldn't matter too much, as I think that if the Dabs don't give them any more picks here, they still will be able to contest this point. And they're not being chased super aggressively, so they should be able to. Your Pendry playing with fire here. He wants to find more picks, misses the jump off, and 30 gonna get the pick. That is very costly because they wanted to contest this. Now a good grab comes out of Chromatic. Nothing to combo, but no combo necessary.
What's Freefie here?
Freefie is back. Freefie, though, charge. And now 30 in the back looking for the deep Deadeye, but will find Wolf, and that is going to be point captured. Awkward fight, but the Bench Life win it.
Looks like the Dabs decided not to ulti there. Freefie showing that he saved the grab, as your Pendry going down was just way too big. They couldn't find a combo there, but they did shave a lot of time off. This is 2 minutes. If they can find a hold here, then second point is really hard to hold, honestly. So pretty easy to attack on normally.
And there is an ult advantage, a bit of an ult advantage here for the defense. So we'll see what they pop in this fight. Like, keep an eye out on your Pendry, as these rocket barrages have been pretty big for most of the night. Is this card moving pretty far? Senpai going for the flank. We have a very three-pronged assault here. Senpai does find the pick out of Dubdrum. Now here we go. Grab coming out, looking good for the Dabs. They've already gone 1 for 3. Pendry gets rezzed. And yeah, there's just be some seconds here. Killian, you need to jump off.
Yep. They do use that grab, but in the end, it didn't matter too much. But on the bright side, look at all, now they all have position to hold this. And Chromatic doesn't have his grab yet, so this is going to be a lot more on Killian and Valk's shoulders to win this fight. Valk's been coming up huge though, so we'll have to watch him.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a Nano Valk play coming through if I had to guess, or maybe they're saving it for Deadeye. As to me, I'm really interested to see what these Zenyatta's
He's
do.
going in. He's going off! But he got nanoed! Oh, watch 30 in the backline. Has a McCree ulti. Doesn't get the draw on anyone.
Weird fight, but it was a 4v4. Now making a 4v3, 4v2.
Your Pendrive does find 30 in the backline, though.
Yeah, Bench Life does manage to keep pushing this. Now they're looking for this thing. As Killian going off, he's just dropping.
Oh, mighty hope I died!
It gets ball. Oh no!
He can't go anywhere. It was just too slow. He needed to shift through his Pharah and.
Yeah, and now this is Wolf and Pendrive. This is again. They could have gotten out clean, let their team reset, and gone for a 6-man contest at the end. But now it's a huge catch, and now that is a bad transcend. You are already madly outmanned in this fight. They should have saved, contested the next point instead.
Yep, as it'll just be sent by McCree against the world. And they lose.
Here's a
okay.
This is bad stuff. This team just doesn't know when to give up points. It's been a problem all season. It's been very bad tonight, but also a problem of not knowing when to fully retreat and reset, and that cost them now both point 1 and 2.
Yep, and they only have a minute, so theoretically, like I said on second, they've been holding it for a long time. It's just they don't commit. They don't get the full 9 yards. So if he gets slept again.
Yeah, that was a bad slam out of Spagooter and a great slam out of Valk. Bench Life charges this one forward. They've already found 2. The shield pair both down. 4 members of the Dabs down.
Wow. Huge shatter. Just showing the difference in calibers between Balkan and Spagooter, but Senpai trades his life for a mech.
Yeah, I don't know if that was work, but here we go. Grab coming out here, and this one looks like it was pretty big. But there's a dragon coming through from 30, and actually, this is looking like it's going to be good. And a cap. Yeah, there we go. That's the last kill, and Bench Life with a little time remaining do push through all 3.
Yeah, and their grab, honestly, pretty poor out of Spagooter. It was Spagooter on the Reinhardt at the very end.
Slams straight into a shield. Yeah, like that shield had been up for a solid 2 seconds already. I don't know if he was predicting that shield to get dropped, but very ugly stuff. And then the second his hammer comes through, Valk's just like, you have no idea how to play this character. Let me show you.
Yeah, and to his fault, or to his like, not fault, the other word that means the opposite of fault. It's like, he hasn't been playing Reinhardt all day. He's been a lot on the off tank with Freefy on a main tank, so it's not like he's that warmed up. Valk's been Reinhardting away, and he should be a lot more knowledgeable about all this stuff. But something else that I noticed at the very end there, as they got Zarya grabbed, he pretty much died for free. He could have held his shield up and probably saved all 4 members that were stuck in there, but instead just winging away, dies immediately. And we might to see a Bastion comp.
Yeah, they are. Your Pendrive sticking on the Pharah, who had some very big plays, some good team fights, especially some of those rocket barrages were huge. But man, just the game knowledge, not knowing when to reset fully, it literally cost his team the first 2 points, or at least the chance to contest them again.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. That can't happen when you're on offense. So maybe it'll go a little bit better here, so he can draw some pressure away from Senpai.
On the Bastion. Whew.
I don't know. See, Bench Life holding this pretty aggressively. They're not all playing up on big girls.
Yeah. Chromatic, actually, surprisingly, on the side there, maybe looking for a couple people alone. But
here we go. What can challenge the Bastion is Senpai coming around the corner when he comes.
Wait, but Spagooter kind of gets off, and Senpai's forced to jump off because Spagooter runs forward and just suicides. What?
Yes, Scooter going down to checkers there. Now Freefy in a bad spot. Gonna be a big team back onto him. As looks like Bench Life is gonna push forward and mop this one up.
Someone tell this guy how to play a Bastion comp, because you don't just run in. Reinhardt's job in a Bastion comp is pretty boring, but it's the most important. So 30's...
Yes, 30 is not content to just win this by once. He's popping an attack visor, looking for it, and he does take your pen dry out of the sky.
A little awkward. I don't think that was a good soldier ulti, but it was better than what I was seeing, so... See what they can find.
Are closing in on a lot of ults in both directions. Senpai on the Bastion may be the important one, because if it doesn't go well, then we assume the Bastion comp is going to be swapped.
But they're stubborn right now. They're trying to make it work.
Yeah, they want to ult this one out, but your pen dry goes down. I don't think he's resable either. And now here we go. Now getting the kill onto Senpai. He's chasing this one forward. And looking for it. He has a hammer if he wants to drop it, but I think these are ults saved, and another easy team fight win for the bench life. As they're going to get some very late stagers.
Maybe just going too far forward, and he loses his mech anyway.
Oh, Killian!
Bad play.
Very bad. Very, very bad. TFF loses a ban for that one. As that's going to be kind of the signal here for the dabs to go. Looking for the slam. As this Bastion does eventually go up, but now there we go. Dub Drum has already used Transcendence. Senpai, he's flanking. Here he comes. Senpai from the back. Can he take anyone out? There goes Checkers. 30 wants to trade though. 30 does win the DPS ult duel. What else can he find, as there's already been 2 kills for the bench life. I don't know if they're going to be able to chase forward, but they're going to try here. As Chromatic putting out some nice damage. There we go. To Mighty Wolf down on the Mercy.
Yeah, and with only a minute left to go, they're starting to sweat here. They have 3 ults. Senpai swaps out the Bastion finally. Oh, a nice boop though. Chromatic's dead without that grab.
Yes, 60 seconds remaining as here we go. Diva ult going deep, but Valk's going to be able to block that one. Scooter charging forward. As this is looking like it's going to be a win for the dabs, as Dub Drum the last to fall. Dub Drum needs to jump off here. Dub Drum wasting a lot of time here. And this is the same thing. Dub Drum is costing his team a chance in another 6 versus 6. Dub Drum, you boosted animal. This is why we roast you. This is why we say you're being carried by your team. You just completely threw away your team's chance to contest 6v6 there.
Chromatic behind it, maybe trying to sag it. He's looking for a grab, but Freethy's gonna sit on him and gonna try to right click him. He doesn't get the right click though.
Yeah, but the grab does come out. Valk getting some left clicks in. Checkers had a nice grenade, but it was not enough. The damage could not come through. Freethy with the Diva DPS going to be enough, and this is going to be a point captured, and the dabs keep this map alive.
Look at Killian behind though. As the mini Diva, not sure what to do. He's got to die, or is he going for a super long? What is he doing? The longest of staggers does die, but this
one. Yeah, that's rough. They're a long way from spawn.
Yep.
And now Senpai giving his team some sight. By the way, 30 has opted into a Widowmaker duel, but gonna be rough with the sights available. As your Pendra on the Pharah kind of establishing on this high ground. As Killian almost back, but that is a lot of point taken, and there we go. Dub Drum has the Transcendence forced out. There is the opportunity for the dabs to go. The Pendra low, but he is looking for a rocket barrage.
Yeah, and Chromatic walks a little bit too far forward. Valk's not on the same page with them.
And now a Diva Bomb being dropped, but it's going to be blocked here, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Is this fight going very well for the dabs? Although they just not pushing the cart at all. And they're actually losing healers in the process.
They do win the fight, but just kind of barely, as Dub Drum staying a little bit too far forwards. Does kill Spagooter actually. So I think the defense will be able to try to fight this if they
don't die. No matter what. Now 30 takes your Pendry out of the sky. This could be a fight here, as once again the cart being stepped off of.
Spagooter, or Senpai, and 30 the 1v1, and Senpai gets him. This might be huge.
Yeah, that could be major here, as now there's really not a whole lot to challenge Senpai up there. They're waiting for the Diva, as Killian just now coming through. But Killian being zoned very far back as this fight breaking out on the cart. Spagooter and Swordmace both go down. This could be big. Bench life now is the event, but they have lost Checkers, and here we go. Diva Bomb going up high to force Senpai off of that high ground, at least momentarily. But Dub Dub, what in the hell was he transcendencing?
I'm not sure. Maybe he felt like he was being pressured. But right now,
yeah, but man, is it super satisfying to call Dubdrum out for being carried than he easily having his worst snap of the night.
yep, they're gonna have sites walking in. Both teams have sites actually, so. But it's only 13 seconds here. This is better for the defense. This is gonna be difficult as Sword and Mace drops.
Oh, that's big. The Dabs needed everything they could get there. But Senpai does find 30. That's 30 and Checkers down. This is a chance for the Dabs. They have man advantage. They're on the cart. The Valk dropping the Tangle. It's both being dropped by the bench life, but it's not having any follow-up here. Pendry raining Justice down. This is looking good for the Dabs. And I'm thinking that in overtime, they are going to capture another point here. Killian, you need to go reset. All he is doing is staggering here.
Okay.
But finally goes down.
And something to say, this was so greedy out of Dubdrum, and I don't know if it was Killian or if it was Valk. Two of them were like behind their team while the rest of them were trying to fight them on the forefront. And Checkers dying actually here might matter a little bit, give them a little bit of breathing room, but...
Yeah, I mean, it gets them clean up into the first corner, which is one of those big points teams hold here on defense.
Yeah,
but ult advantage pretty handily in favor of the offense here. They could keep this rolling as they do find a team back. Oh, they find 30 as well.
They trade though. As 30 also killed Senpai. We'll have to see if the res comes through.
Yeah, Valk now goes down on the side. This is looking good for the Dabs as there's a baby diva up on the side of bench life. This cart being pushed. There's staggers here while the cart is pushing. They need to reset on this cart probably.
But Dubdrum trying to fight Sword Mace, you don't win those as Lucio that often.
And here we go.
Whoop.
Big heals coming out to Mighty Wolf. No one can contest this Valkyrie up in the sky. As now it's just 30 trying to hold this point, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Checkers gets out, gets the grenade, goes down. Killian and Dubdrum gonna touch, but here we go, a Diva Bomb coming through.
Oh,
as Scooter has to take it out of there. Sword and Mace with the transcendence to make sure he keeps all of his teammates alive, but there are a lot of members that have finally made it out. As Valk maybe gets the hammer that can save this now. 30 is out on the main. I can't believe it's a Valk trying to hold his head. Only gets one with the rocket barrage. We probably need to find more. There is a res on the Sword and Mace. This is such a tense fight here on the last point, like it happens so often on Route 66, but this clutch plays come through. The numbers advantage is there for bench life, and I think they're gonna hold this 0.66 meters from the end. But bench life, they take the map, they take the match 3-0, and they will have 24-6 as their score on the season. The big first seed.
Who else but 30 on the Hanzo to get the play of the game? And he's kind of clicking into the grab, and this was that grab at the very end where, oh, that shot was nasty. They just had a better grab there. Oh, insult upon injury, getting that last kill. 30 played huge, 30% of his team's damage. This man's insane, and if you can't figure out a way to shut him down, teams will continue to struggle.
And yeah, there isn't a way to shut him down. He does it all so well. The man will be my vote for MVP this season, and maybe one of his biggest weeks of the season to cement that for my ballot. Just incredible player, and he's gotten his team to the first seed. And given us a meaningful map 3 now, because both teams have to play for a 3-0 here. 3Dans 1 Cup has the opportunity to steal the 3rd seed if they 3-0 Walmy Maybe. Walmy Maybe needs to win 2 maps to make the playoffs. So stay tuned. This should get pretty exciting.